Hey guys, this is a really important video, so please keep watching. But before I get into all the bullshit, I forgot to tell you yesterday in my video that was when I was in Utah, I got a new tattoo from my sister, and it's really hard to see because I can't get a good angle. But it's the Celtic symbol for air, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And yeah, my sister gave me this tattoo. But now getting on to the meat of what this video is actually going to be about. Um, I've had this channel for a really long time now, and like I have changed so much throughout the time I started my YouTube channel. Like I used to be sorry, there's so much glare, but I get depressed when it's too dark, so I'm gonna okay. Um but getting back to what I was saying, I was um so much different when I started this channel. Like I was so negative and I was such a downer and I was upset and I was angry and I said a lot of stupid stuff that I shouldn't have said, and I was going through a lot of confusion. I had a lot of conflicting feelings. I had people in my life telling me to be one way when I wanted to be another way, and it was just complicated and confusing, and I was struggling, and I'm still struggling. I made a video yesterday right after a panic attack. It wasn't a full panic attack, but I was kind of freaking out. And I guess what I'm trying to say in this video is, for my entire life, one part of my brain said, be your own individual. You don't have to do what people tell you. You don't have to be what people tell you to be. You don't have to fit into a box and choose like one little thing for yourself that you have to be forever. But then the other side of my brain is like, well, if you don't find a category, if you don't find a place for yourself, then why are you even here? What do you even matter for? And there's so many kinds of people in the world, like you go to a high school and then you have like the punks and the jocks and the stoners and the goths and the emos and the freaking like LGBT pride club kids, and like you have all these categories of people, and whether or not most people want to admit it, they do want to try and fit in somewhere, because if you're not fitting in somewhere, sometimes you have the ability to just kind of feel lost. And if you don't really feel like you have a place, you might start feeling like uneasy or anxious, and like, what's the point of anything if I don't fit in anywhere? Like, why am I even here? And I have felt that way. I still sometimes feel that way. I feel like this world, this earth, is just some like plane of existence, and I'm slightly hovering above it. Not in an ego kind of way, but just like I don't really have a place to just kind of settle in. And that's caused a lot of anxiety for me. But I'm taking a stand right now and I'm saying it doesn't matter. If you don't feel like you fit in somewhere, it really doesn't matter that much, because you can just wear what you like, act how you like, have the things that you like and enjoy, and that's who you are. Like that's the meat of you. Like getting on the inside, and the person that you really are on the inside matters so much more than trying to fit into a box that society wants to place you in. And I'm going to be completely blunt, and this is something that a lot of people aren't going to want to hear, but these categories of people that think that they're outside of society, they're still shoving themselves into some sort of box, you know, because that's kind of what people naturally do. Even if they don't want to fit in with, like, okay, cut your hair, shave your face, and put on a suit and go to work, you know, like, even if you're not that, people just gravitate to something, and it's natural. But if you're in a state where you don't feel like you fit in anywhere, that's okay. Just rock it. Be yourself and be your own individual, and that's completely okay. And that's part of what I wanted to say in this video. I'm really, really out of breath. I'm sorry. That's part of what I wanted to say in this video, but I also wanted to say, um, talk a little bit about, just like identity as a person and who I am and how I identify. And because people say that doesn't really matter, and to an extent, it doesn't really matter, but it still kind of does. So I'm going to explain after a lot of searching that I've been doing this year, because I took a really, really long break from YouTube just because I couldn't handle, social media or even my own freaking life. But I'm gonna tell you something that I've learned throughout this year that has actually meant a lot to me, and I'm not trying to be rude, and a lot of the things I'm gonna say might sound offensive until I explain them a little further. Um, as you guys may know, because I'm probably gonna share this video on Facebook, but as you guys may know, um, I am under the trans umbrella. Um, when I came out when I was 18, I thought that my only options were male or female, and because that's all I ever really knew. I was like, I know that men and women exist. I knew that trans people existed, and I could handle that. But I thought that it was just that rigid. You had to be male or female, and that people that were like outside of that were just trying to be trendy. But then after it's taken me years, I came out as trans when I was 18, okay? And I'm 22 now. That's been quite a few years. So I've had a lot of time to reflect and think really and truly about life and who I am. And I remember, like, when I was a small child, um I was queer. Like, I just was, I liked masculine things, I liked feminine things. I didn't lock myself into that box back then, and I had some mental disturbances which made it hard for me to understand my identity back then. But looking back on it, I was a queer kid, and that's okay. That's okay. And I know I'm rambling a lot. This video is just trying to tell you that whoever you are, how you identify as your gender, as your sexuality, as just a human being, you can be yourself. You can take yourself out of this box that society wants you to be in and just be who you want to be, because you will be happier just being what comes natural to you than trying to figure out and stress about where you fit in this world, because ultimately none of that matters as long as you can still handle your life. And I am sharing this on social media. I'm probably going to share this a lot of places, and it's probably going to get me in a lot of trouble. But I'm 22. I came out when I was 18, but I didn't come out to everybody. And that's really, really hard. There's a lot of people in my life who, after all these years, still don't know who I really am inside. And my identity might seem complicated to a lot of people, but I mean, I go out and I tell people, I'm trans, I'm a guy, and that's very basic, and that's true, but it's very basic. It's more than that. Like, I personally identify as like non-binary, trans masculine, but I'm still a very feminine person, and I can embrace that, and I can understand that, and I wear makeup and sometimes, and like I wear what I want for the most part, and I only keep myself into this little basic tiny sort of border thing just so I don't get so much shit from society. But honestly, none of that matters. Just be who you want to be, do what you want to do, like dress how you want to dress, and as long as you're not hurting anybody, just be yourself, express yourself. And yes, I guess you could say this is one of those silly coming out videos because yes, I am coming out to everybody. I'm not keeping myself in this box anymore. I don't really care who I upset because I can't stay hidden forever. You know, I just can't. I need to get a move on with my life because I personally feel like I will feel so much better if people at least know who I am. And that's just me personally. Everyone else can do what they want to make themselves feel good about themselves. But I love you guys. Thank you for the people who actually watched this video all the way through. I know it's probably going to be quite lengthy, but thank you all. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.